Okay, so welcome everybody. Let's get going then with our Q&A for today. I've got one that's come through a text, but if you have in the chat and you want to ask a question, if you put question first, like Brotherman has done here, then I will be able to find it very, very easily. Let's just go to Alex, who texted me on Messenger. This is Alice Hossover, and he said, I have a question for you today, Red. I am one of them who started using OMail for my business, and now it seems that this will not be recovered. Shall I wait or start informing others that this is forever dysfunctional? Good question. My answer to that would be don't do anything yet is the answer. Let's think. I like to think about things logically, really, and my logical take on this is that OMail was one of the features and one of the products that we used that did work. Was it 100% functional? No, there was little bits to it that weren't 100%, but as an email client, you could send and receive emails from it. I would imagine that is software that they wouldn't want to abandon, that they would want to integrate. And I really do believe that I think that it might be in some way, shape or form down the line. So as far as using it for business, if you remember, we always said don't use it as a primary email client. Use it as something that you are operating with. So I wouldn't do anything at the moment. And the same with many things. I would just wait and see how things pan out rather than doing any knee-jerk reactions. So that's my answer to that one. Next up, we've got Brotherman. Hi, how you doing? Nice to see you on here again, as always. Question, Ash said that next phase of the business will only take place after SE case is over. What if the SE case does not come to an end in the time he anticipates and keeps going on for maybe years again? Again, he did say that within 60 days he'll be able to give us a update to this, which way it's going. But he is, like I've just said, he is extremely confident that everything will be resolved. And for him to come out and say that he is confident, then we haven't got any reason to believe that it won't be settled in one way, shape or form. I believe also that we will start having more information, but certainly the SEC case is one of the things that has to be resolved before we move forward into the next phase. But I can't see that he would say the things he's saying and his confidence that it will be resolved if he didn't have that belief that it will be. So I don't think that that's going to be a huge sticking point, in all honesty. But again, we will have to wait and see. Okay. Let's have a look then, see what else we've got. Thank you for that, Brotherman. As always, you do good questions, which is I like. Randy, let's have a look. Do you think we will still be advertising packages we'll be able to purchase from the business for the non-marketeers? Again, what I'm going to say to this, Andy, but Randy, sorry, a very good question, actually, because that was always one of the key parts, wasn't it, of what OnPassive was going to do for non-marketers, was to have packages that you can buy for targeted traffic. And it was actually a big part of the appeal to OnPassive, was exactly that. Do I think that's going to be there in the future? Yeah, I do. I think there will be something along those lines in the future. I can't see any reason why it was widely advertised that it was going to be there and it not be used in the future. From a let's go all the way back to a business perspective. The more revenue a business does selling its products, the better it is for that business. So why wouldn't a business give as many tools to people to sell their products for them? So logically, it would make sense to have that within whatever the next phase is, so that people can utilize it to market their products and services for resale. And obviously it would benefit the individual, but it also benefits the business as well. So do I think it's going to be there in the future? Yeah, I do. I think it's going to be as much a part of it as it was going to be a part of OnPassive. So I'd be surprised if it wasn't there, is my honest answer to that. Okay, Zahia, is that a question? Development to only start after the SEC verdict. Okay, I'm going to reiterate once again what our CEO said so that there's no confusion. He says we will not go to the next chapter until completion or conclusion of the SEC case. Potentially, I'll have details within the next 60 days. Okay, so make your own conclusions from what he has said. All right, that's what he said. I've just given you my views on it, and I don't think that we will know until he lets us know what the outcome from it was. But all I can say is we can only go on what he's been telling us, and that is that he's extremely confident that the case will be resolved, and we will find out that obviously from him. Okay, from Prashant maybe. Question, is the new business like an in it to win it, the concept that we are in now, or that we are now in OnPassive? Do you know something? Again, let's go back to what we know. What has our CEO told us? He's told us that the only thing that is the same as OnPassive in the next phase is him and his name. I believe it's going to be a lot different. I think it's going to be more vibrant, newer, higher tech, better products, all of these sort of things. Is it going to have the same feel as what we're used to at the moment? I don't know, but there's a fair chance, because the people who are going to be there will make it very similar. But for sure, it's going to be different from what we know. And that's all I can say on that. Good question. Let's have a look. Okay. Like John's saying in the chat, if you've got a question, put question before it so that I can find it. It makes life a lot easier. You must have some questions after listening to the last two webinars. Remember, there's no such thing as a stupid question. It's just a question. I'm scrolling. Hi, Sherry Durswer. Nice to see you here. This is a question from Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy. Will there be automated traffic in the next version? Best guess is my best guess. What is my best guess? Automated traffic. Again, I don't know is the answer. I know I shouldn't be saying I don't know to questions on a Q&A, but we are trying to do our best to maybe envisage what the next phase is, but there is no information on what the next phase is going to be. And all I can say is what our CEO Ashmi Farah has said, and it is going to be completely different from what we know at the moment. So do I believe, or do I think there's going to be automated traffic in the next version? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. I think things are going to be different. That's what I believe. For the better, by the way. Another question here from Brotherman. OnPassives have lots of ads in Dubai ongoing, like the metro station, etc. What happens now that OnPassive is not continuing for the time being, as Ash said? It's my understanding that all advertising in Dubai has been paused or stopped, and this was done in September of last year. As far as the metro station is concerned, that was that had a contract on it, so it was leased, or the name of OnPassive on the metro station was for a period of time. So there is no reason to change it straight away until we know what's happening. But you also need to remember that OnPassive is still here. OnPassive isn't going anywhere. It is still there. We are just moving to a new phase of the business. So whether it's going to be called OnPassive or not, we don't know. We will have to wait and see. So again, we're looking too far down the line, aren't we? But what we do know is that all advertising in Dubai was stopped. And obviously, as far as the metro station is concerned, that is still there, because it was paid for a leased period of time to allow us to have the name on that station. So again, we will have to wait and see what holds for us in Dubai in the future, and whether we have a presence there moving forward or not. Again, we will find out everything. So we don't need to worry too much about what is happening. I think we need to concentrate more at the moment on making ourselves available for the webinars, to listen to our CEO, to glean as much information as possible. And every time he's come out, we will get more and more. We'll get more and more information from our CEO about what is happening and what is going to happen moving forward. Okay, scrolling through. Okay, I will answer this. Arjun, question: OnPassive founders around the globe who are suffering financially, will they get some amount? Okay, I'm going to reiterate once again what our CEO said many times about individuals' finances. Okay, he's never ever said give up a job, do something different to what you normally do to make ends meet for yourself and your family. OnPassive has always been working in the background, and at some point will be a business that you can utilize and use and maybe build to an extent that will be better than your financial situation at the moment. And if people are suffering financially at the moment, that's got nothing to do with the status quo of where OnPassive is at the moment. There was certainly no promises made of timelines and amounts of money or anything like this. And if people did have promises of money, of amounts of money, it certainly didn't come from our CEO. It might have come from other individuals, and that is completely false. He has never given out any information like that. I certainly have never given out any information like that of financial amounts. We have certainly said what is possible for sure within OnPassive, but we've never given any confirmations of an amounts of money. So he has said that he wants to make the OnPassive that we see at the moment at 0, and that means everything that has gone on over the last year he wants to take care of. So that is all the finances, all of any back pay to employees. He spoke about this on the first webinar. Certainly any of the legal aspects to OnPassive with governmental departments, with all sorts of people. He wants to set all that straight and put it to 0. So if you are one of the people that has either pending withdrawal or funds in your wallets at the moment, those will be sorted when the money from the payment processors are put back to OnPassive. And we all know that story. It's been told. He explained it fully, what the scenario is and where and how it is going to progress as far as that is concerned. So as far as people suffering around the world financially and OnPassive giving them money, okay, that has never been promised. That has never, no one has ever said that OnPassive is going to give people money. OnPassive is going to be there when it got going as a business that will aid people to be able to make money, plain and simple. But no financial advice has ever been given. So I can't see anything changing from that, I'm afraid. So we'll look then. Thanks, Alan G, for the nice comment. Very kind of you. This is from Calistro. Hi, mate. How you doing? Question, should we log in daily or weekly for updates? At the moment, I would suggest, and I do several times actually, go in daily. Why? Because I think it's important to be up to date with what is going on. The more you are engaged, the more that you will want to have information, not only from your OES back office, but certainly from recommended YouTube channels who give the right information. I know that you, Calistro, go on Martyrs because I see you there regularly as well. So you're doing all the right things, but I do recommend to everybody to log in to your OES on a daily basis for any updates. It's part of my morning routine. I don't know about you, but my morning routine is one of those. It is grab a coffee on my phone and I do the rounds of all my normal logins, and the OES is certainly one of those. And then throughout the day, I'm probably in and out there a few times as well, just to see if there's any change or any updates. Durgan Prasad Mishra, hello Red, the new chapter is payable. Whether you mean we have to pay to be in it, I don't know. We haven't had any of the information. Ash did say, if you remember, I haven't asked for any money, has he? Is it going to pay people? Certainly. That's all part and parcel, isn't it, of what we are expecting from this new phase. I can't give any more details than that, but as far as our CEO asking for any money, do we have to pay to be in the next phase? We've got no information of that, and we don't even know if we have to or we don't, is the answer to that. Pan Croax, hi, how you doing? Nice to see you here. Question, will we still have OCONNECT or a platform for us to be together online? Okay, I'm going to split that into two. OCONNECT, I'm sure that, again, I go back to the OMail scenario. OCONNECT was a working, functional product, very good. Could it have been better? Yeah, sure. You know, and like all tech, You know, you can only improve on from where you start with it. So again, I can't believe that they would just bin that and not use it in the future. So are we going to have something that resembles OCONNECT? Yeah, I think we probably will have, in all honesty, because I can't see us not having that if we are still going to be a informational technology company with SaaS services, etc. As far as a platform for us to be together online, yeah, again, the single sign-on ecosystem for me was one of the big things that stood us apart from many other businesses, being able to enter an OES area and then navigate to whatever product or whatever service that you want to within that single sign-on, single login scenario. So I believe that we will have something that resembles it in one way, shape or form. But again, we will certainly have to wait and see. Again, that's my opinion. And I haven't heard anything at all or confirmations from corporate or anything like that. But again, that's my best expectation, my best guess at it. So I always go back to logic. And the logic tells me that if we've got a product that worked before, why not utilize that before? Even though he said there's no coding coming across from OnPassive, I'm sure that whatever the products are going to be or services are going to be, I'm sure that, you know, it will be along those lines. This is for Durga. Is the new chapter, will it be automated? No idea to that whatsoever. When you mean automated, do you mean hands-free, done for you? Again, no idea how it's going to work. Again, go back to what our CEO said, and he said it's not going to be OnPassive 2.0. It's not going to be a money-making program. It's not going to be refurbished products, MLM, binary or matrix, passive income, get rich quick scheme, or refurbished OnPassive. So is it going to be fully automated? Again, I think whatever's coming is going to be very fresh and very new and very unexpected, I think is my best guess. I think that we will be very surprised with what we see, in a good way, obviously. Thank you for the question. Okay, another question from Brotherman. Hi mate, how you doing? Do you think there will be some equivalent to the new business for those that have many accounts in the OnPassive in terms of number of accounts? Good question. Actually, this is a question or something I've talked to other people about. Actually, I'm like many people. I've got multiple accounts, and many of us have got multiple accounts, obviously. And moving forward, is that going to be something that's available to people to have multiple accounts? My answer to that is, yeah, I'm sure there will be. I'm sure if you want to have multiple accounts in the new phase, you'll be allowed to. As terms of, or as far as what we thought before in OnPassive and what we think moving forward, is it going to be advantageous to have multiple accounts in the new phase? We'll have to see what it looks like. We'll have to see whether we personally think that having multiple accounts is going to be beneficial to ourselves or not. And if the answer to the question is yes, I believe it's beneficial to have multiple accounts because each one's an individual stream of income, and I want one for my sister, I want one for my brother, I want one for my kids, etc., then the answer to that would be yes, have multiple accounts. For me, I'm not going to do anything until I see what the new phase is going to look like. Obviously, I'm going to have one account, of course, but whether I have multiple accounts moving forward or not, we'll have to wait and see. And a lot of people, probably like myself, that bought multiple accounts because we wanted to gift them to people. We wanted to utilize them ourselves to generate income for certain scenarios, and that still might be the case moving forward, but we'll have to wait and see what it looks like. That's for sure. Let's have a look. Okay, hi Randy, another question. Do you think that when he zeroes out on passive, we'll just be able to migrate it to whatever the new back office will be to use for purchases? Again, I believe that the new phase is going to be completely standalone from what we know right now. I also believe that there will be a KYC kind of thing for us to open the accounts in the new phase. I think that's going to be quite high priority, is to be able to identify people moving into that next one. If that is the case, which I've got a strong suspicion it's going to be, then the migration from one to the other won't be possible, because you have to verify the people or the accounts that are part of that. So however the physicalities are going to be from moving from one to the other, we need to know the details. But if there is some kind of qualifications or some kind of KYC that's involved for us to have an account in the next phase, then we will have to do that individually, and it won't be done automatically because certain credentials will have to be put in. So I'd be very surprised if you'd just be able to click a button and everything moves straight across. I think it will be a little bit more hands-on than that, but I'm sure that whatever we had in OnPassive, we will have the opportunity to be able to move all of that to the new phase in some way, shape or form. Not sure how it's going to be done. Obviously, we will have to wait and see what our CEO says and how it's all going to go. And he's always said he will let us know the steps that we have to undertake to be able to do that. Hi, James. Question for you. Besides seeing this to the end, what other factors motivate you to stay? Good question, actually. Been here a long time, haven't I? So what does motivate me to stay and do what I do? Obviously, like you say, I am determined to see it to the end. I've stopped things in the past or walked away from things that I've regretted, where I should have stayed, really, or even undertaken things that I had opportunities to do and I didn't. And I really made a conscious decision to myself to see this one through. Hang on a second. Right, come in. Get in there now. In. What motivates me to stay? A lot of things, really. I still go back to our CEO and his vision from those two audio videos that he put out of what he's trying to achieve. I still also believe that I want to keep my integrity intact. I also want to be in a better financial situation, and I believe that by sticking with our CEO Ash Mufareh, he is my best option to achieve all of those things. I have in the past been in other programs, followed other people and all the rest of it, and lost a lot of money. We've all got the same story, really. And all of these things point to me to see this one through. But also what motivates me is doing my lives, helping you guys, making a difference. I hope I do. And I actually do enjoy being this person that has the ability to write quite fast, retain information, and then divulge it again afterwards. And if I can help as many people as possible to understand things a little bit more, then I think I've got this thing inside me that thinks the more people I help, the more it will help me. I don't see it yet, by the way, but I firmly believe that by me helping as many people, it will always come back round to help me in the future as well. So I do enjoy doing it. I don't find it a chore. I've had the ups and downs the same as everybody has on this journey. But I've still got an awful lot of faith and trust in our CEO, Ash Mufareh. He motivates me as much as I hope I motivate you guys. I've certainly grown within this business over the years, and it's a skill set that I now have that I didn't have before I came into OnPassive. So certainly for that, I'm very, very grateful. And I still firmly believe that what is coming is going to make my finances better in the future. Good question though, that. We'll do a couple more. Okay, another question from Brotherman. You're on a roll. Ash said new business will not have a passive income. So what will that really be if founders will get paid? I think passive income is just a terminology, isn't it? I think that again, I don't know what the scenario is going forward, but let's just surmise. Let's have a little guess here. Let's say that there is products and there is services and people purchase them, and we make a commission from the sales of those purchases that we receive. Now, some of those purchases will be on a monthly basis, some will be quarterly, and some will be annually. Now, if people renew that subscription for that product, for that service, then we will get paid again. So the term passive income is just a word. Are we going to get recurring payments for people renewing their subscriptions? Yeah, I believe we will. If you want to call that passive income, then maybe it is passive income to a certain extent. But I believe that the word passive income is just terminology that indicates MLM and all those sorts of things. But I certainly believe that there is going to be products and services that you can buy either monthly, quarterly or annually. And if that is the case and people renew them, then you will get another commission of that sale. So recurring payments, yeah, I believe we will get those. We'll do one more. Good question again though, Brotherman. Got your thinking cap on, which is nice. Thanks for that, John. Okay, this will be the last one then from Sandra Vincent. Hi, how you doing? Do you think our accounts will be directly linked to our personal bank accounts to receive money, or will they be linked to an OnPassive credit card to receive money? Great question. Again, I'm going to revert back to what we know. Within OnPassive, our wallets would have had the ability to have money put directly into our bank accounts. Okay, I can't see why that would change in the next phase, because taking that away, it's not a move forward, is it? It's almost a move backwards. But do I also believe that there may be options in the next phase to have a debit card, credit card style option in there as well? Yeah, possibly there is. So do I think our accounts will be directly linked to our personal bank accounts to receive funds? Yeah, I do. I think there'll be multiple options, by the way, not just one, for us to receive funds. How that works and how it all looks, no idea. But again, to have that ability certainly makes life a lot easier for the affiliates that are going to be eligible to have that. So again, we will have to wait and see. But if we think logically, which I do like to do, then not having it, in my opinion, is a step backwards and not a step forward. So integrating that moving forward is a step forward and is better than it was before. Anyway, guys, great questions as always. We shall do all of this again next week.